Hello everyone. I'm so glad to be with you today, and as we all know, we are navigating tremendous amounts of change, internally, externally, up, down, all around. And I'll be speaking more about that in a course that I'm bringing out soon for our wonderful through our daily Om friends. But in the meantime, let's talk about this whole matter of change and transformation that we're all in, and learning how to be in it every moment, basically. I'm going to talk about the adaptability of creation. And guess where I'm going to start? With my baby birds. So for those of you who don't know, I was thinking of whether or not I had, or trying to find out whether or not intuitively if I had one bird or two in the nesting box, because I wasn't supposed to be looking into the nesting box. I kept hearing these cheeps, and it's like, is it more than one or not? Oh. Finally, they said it was okay for me to open the nesting box just to peek at them after they were about 2.5 weeks old. And I saw 3 birds. And I went, 3 birds, okay. And then they said it's okay to take a picture of them, and so open the box, and they were 3 weeks old. Gosh, they must be almost 4 now. Woo. And there were 5 birds. That's like, oh, is this abundance at its finest? They just keep growing. It's like, what? Immaculate what? Anyway, when I had just seen the 3, it's because 2 were underneath being sort of covered over. It was so cute. But what happens is, by the time I open the box that's inside the cage, they're all totally freaked out, so they're hovering together. So I don't get to see a whole big picture of them. But you're going to see below a picture, the best I can do with the way this box is set up, a picture of all 5 of them. And 3 are older and 2 are a little bit younger. But they're all from the same family and batch. So I wanted you to see them. They're the sweetest things. And then I'll give you more pictures when they come out and start moving around the cage. So, yay! Adaptability of creation. So it just so happens this week that I was listening to something and then also watching something on TV about nature. And it got me thinking. And, you know, intuitively it's like, something's up with this whole picture. So 2 elements I wanted to bring out. One is as it relates to adaptability. There was someone telling a story about the beginning of, creatures under the water. And there were 2 forms, and one turned into clams, little blobby forms, and the other turned into fish along the way. And the ones that turned into hard-shell clams were indicators of the evolution of a being that decided to sort of stick to its own kind and get stuck and dug in and say, well, this is my religion, this is my spirituality, this is my way of being, and I gotta have it in order to live. So they became hardened and with a shell, and you know, they rely on the bottom and sticking to things and all of that, and they're just all clustered, and there hasn't been a lot of transformation in that form of creature coming forward. Okay. The other side are those that were very adaptable to the transformation of the world changes, and they started out as these little slugs just like the others, and they evolved and transformed into fish, and then became schools of fish. And as you all know from looking at schools of fish, they swim together. So they adapted to the transformation. And even though there was a lot of upheaval going on, they adapted, they came together, worked in creation together to develop these schools and come up with a whole new way of being that would serve the new environment, what was going on. And this was a great analogy, don't you think? A great analogy that it's like there's at least 2 ways of doing things. One is to hunker down and sort of stay with your clan, and make it all work, survival of the fittest. The other is to go, I think I'm going to open and explore the adaptability of creation and see what it is I want to change and grow into and create next, and gather with those who are doing the same process and realize I'm not alone and that we can swim together and create transformation and be very adaptable. Isn't that fantastic? Now, my baby birds did that. The parents had never done anything in relationship to dropping an egg, nesting. Nobody told them how to do it. They did it from the inside out. And it was the male, the father parakeet, that actually sat on the nest because it was the most natural thing for him to do in that situation. And it wasn't natural for the female at all. She's been helping with the feeding, and that's her part. And they just, you could say they switched roles, but there's no such thing as switching. This is how they did it. They adapted. And they came out with 5 baby birds in one batch, a whole bunch of eggs that didn't hatch, but they didn't need more than 5, let's face it. And the people at the store said, that is phenomenal, that much abundance, I'm using that term, for a first-time parent. So there's a creation going on that is so natural. The other story I wanted to share is something I heard recently, and that related to butterflies. And this again relates to navigating change, to say the least. When you talk about caterpillar to butterfly, that's like the quintessential analogy of who we've been and where we're going. It feels so completely different every day. So they were saying that, this person was saying that as they're coming out of the chrysalis, there's this feeling that like they're struggling to move forward, and the transformation comes because of the struggle. And without the struggle, you can't interrupt the struggle, don't bother them. Without the struggle, they can't create themselves as the fullness of the butterfly. Well, you know what my guide said about that. It's like, there's an old-fashioned human idea for sure. Without struggle, we can't transform. Really? Okay. So I started looking into, all right, what is the truth about all of this? In transformation, when you think of a baby bird, do they struggle to open that shell? No, there's just a pressure. It's a commitment. It's a deliberation. It's a sense of longing, passion. Life is propelling from the inside out to transform the state of being to a new state of being. Isn't that a much better way to see caterpillar to butterfly, and a much better way to see our transformational process as well? From the inside out, life ignites our next movement forward, and we are compelled with commitment and dedication, passion, power, all those elements from the inside, especially in our heart, to feel this sense of yes to life burgeoning through us and bringing forward whatever creation is next. That it is that natural, adaptable compulsion to create that takes you to the next step. Not figuring out where you're going, and not trying to map it all out or control it or struggle and push. I'll get there, I'm going to get to that goal, I'm going to make it happen, boy oh boy. Right? Nature's doing it that way all the time. So, I have a little exercise for you, of course. That's what my guides always do. They give us practical ways to go from A to B as I talk about these things. So, A is struggle, B is ease, correct? Don't we all want to do things with grace and ease? Yep. Navigate change with grace, ease, and guidance. That's how nature does it all the time. So, what I want you to do is take a moment, take a deep breath, and be aware of something that is easy for you. Whether it's an activity, it could be eating chocolate, that's easy for you to do. How easy it feels to slide that piece right down your throat, okay? Anything, all right? Chocolate, sex, making money, going out into nature, meditating, whatever is easy for you, gives you a sense of ease, fills you with that sense of ease. Okay? Put your attention on that right now. I was working with a woman the other day that has a lot of physical dis-ease. She was actually in a wheelchair for a year. And you could say, well, that wasn't very easy at all. But she found things that were of ease to her and kept her focus of attention, and I helped her with this, on what brings ease into our experience. So no matter what the limitation, the feeling of being trapped, the feeling of being in your chrysalis and you can't move unless you struggle, is, what is the element of ease that you can bring in right now? What is ease for you? Okay? Now, once you have that, breathe that into your heart and into your body. Feel how good it feels. Maybe it's staring at an ocean wave. Feels so easy. I could do that all day, right? Just feel that sense of ease. Now, if you want, you can even carry a symbol with it. So you have that to draw on always in your heart. This is what ease feels and looks like. I can activate it in a second. I can ignite it in a second. Okay? Now, put your attention on something that you want to create in your life, you want to move towards, that you're in transformation around, whether it's something as big as a whole new way of working in the world, whether it's as small as, I don't know, spitting watermelon seeds. I tell you, my guides are pretty funny. You want to learn how to do that? Blow bubbles with bubble gum. I had a hard time with that growing up, for sure. It took me years to figure that out. I didn't have ease around blowing a bubble, okay, with bubble gum. So, now what I want you to do is feel that sense of ease in your heart as you put your attention on that which you want to create. And feel yourself breathing ease into the path that opens up that creation. Okay? Feel yourself creating that sense of adaptability in yourself, changing it from, oh my God, this is going to be hard. I think I'm going to procrastinate. I think I'm going to go to sleep. I think I'm going to distract myself rather than put attention on this. Oh no, I'm going to bring ease first. And then go, okay, easy breezy. And I'm going to keep that ease in me as I take the next step in that line of movement to where I want to transform into in this moment. Okay? Great. And then take some deep breaths to receive the greater sense of universal ease. And then breathe it out upon that which you want to move into. Breathe in universal ease by coming up with your picture or sensation of what is easy for you and brings ease. And breathe it out onto the path that you are transforming into. And now you can feel it's as easy as breathing to move into that next step for yourself. Let creation be your inspiration. It is so adaptable. Absolutely adaptable. I could give you tons of examples. I'll cut you loose for now. Okay? And enjoy the day of noticing how adaptable creation is in nature and with animals, and you're learning how to be that way in yourself. Okay? Great. All right, so much love and creation to you at this time. If you like what you heard, share it with a friend, because your friend could use some more ease in their life and the way to move into ease. And there's nothing like seeing baby birds, so share that with a friend as well. This is Soul Mastery. If you want to see more of my videos, go to my website, soulmastery.net, to see more of how to activate the power, passion, and purpose of you with grace and ease and guidance. Many blessings.